Hello everyone and welcome to Torpedo League F1 here in Russia for Season 5 Round 3. This is going to be another surely exciting race. Had two different winners in the first two races of the season. Could we see a third today? That is very much possible as we take to the streets of Sochi. I am your commentator today. My name is Jackson. Alongside me is a commentator who's had one previous time commentating on Torpedo League F1, and that is Adam/Ghost Fired Up.
Hello.
Well, it should be an exciting race today. However, it's Russia, so it might not be. Last season, we saw Jarno dominate the weekend.
Didn't Bo get a podium on strategy as well?
I think that was Austria.
Yeah, it was Austria.
But I remember Bo and Jarno were fighting for the lead, but then Bo had a collision with Jarno's teammate, which caused a bit of controversy, which then allowed Jarno to pull away out front and win in dominating fashion, I must say.
He won by about 20 seconds, was it?
Must have been, yeah. Around about that. It's a race of many instances. Harry went out in Q1 after a strategic error, which then...
Yeah, it was Harry who got the podium, wasn't it?
Yeah, he then made his way up the order, went the softer tyres at the end, charged his way onto the podium. Fez also had a qualifying ban that day, also went out in Q1 obviously as a result. However, he also made his way up the order, however not quite as far. So it's a track you can overtake on, but it's going to depend on how quick the leaders are. If they're sort of a runaway quick driver, then we probably won't have the best of races. However, if we have two or three drivers up similar pace, like we have so far this season, both, of course, round 1 we had that sort of 3-car fight in qualifying, then round 2 again we had about a 3 or 4-car fight in qualifying. So if we see a repeat of that again, then we could definitely see an exciting race around the streets of Sochi.
Yeah,
However,
do believe
it's hard to call.
that it will be. Do believe it will be an exciting race, as several fast drivers are not racing today, and Season 4 champion SMM Harry is using no racing line, so he will obviously be at a slightly lower pace. So the question is, how fast will Harry be able to catch up? And B, who will actually be there to take the win? I mean, there's several drivers who I think are in contention, mainly the Red Bull Charlie, he's in contention, I'd say, and Jake as well, he's in good contention.
Yeah. I would say my picks for the win, I would say Herod's the favourite, of course, winner of the last race.
Herod as well.
But I would say Bo in the Renault for some reason, despite being a Williams driver. Bo is definitely a good shout. He hasn't showed great pace so far this season, but he's definitely going to be there. I think favourite for the win, I've got to say, has got to be Herod, the only sort of driver that's, I think, been on a podium so far this season that's racing today, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I mean, if Harry has a podium as well, but of course with his no racing line now, that's going to make things a bit tougher for him. So it won't be the Harry of old that we'll see racing. So Jake, I think in qualifying, I'd say Jake's probably my favourite pole, because he has been he's been in qualifying one of the top drivers. However, in the races, he's not been a top driver, with incidents in both races.
Last week.
I mean, yeah, the marshals down at the castle section had a collection of Williams front wings, all of which were his.
4 or 5 times as Anto goes fastest.
Yeah, good luck there from and so it goes. We'll have to wait and see though how it compares to the others. I believe Bo would invalid lap time. Harry will set his lap time. Let's see what Harry can do. And Harry goes second fastest, only 3 tenths off. That's not that bad.
He's split by the Haas of Iron Apple as well, someone who I have raced quite a few times in Torpedo League F2 last season. Lost way through via the playoff race.
Yeah.
And so far has had a very good start to the season with the P5 last time out.
Yeah, that is... I mean, he put a great drive last time, because crossing the checked flag in P4, but that penalty costing him after the race. And as a result, not being able to secure the points that he perhaps would wanted, as Dammers goes to top of the times by a substantial margin there. Dammers has really impressed me so far this season, Of course, missing
Yeah,
last race, but in Bahrain, he I think was the quicker of the two Red Bulls in my opinion. So, and he had less incidents than his teammate, arguably. So, as he demonstrates the optimal line for turn 2. But I would say Damas is a shout for perhaps I'd say a top 5, maybe even a shout at a podium today, if he can get a bit of luck on his side.
I mean, he's 100% possible. I mean, Damas is getting quicker race on race as he has now adapted to racing on wheel, as Season 3 was racing on pad, but Season 4 had to transfer to wheel, which obviously hurt his pace quite a lot, but now he's getting back up to speed. He's starting to become a real contender as Alpha Kimi joins the session.
Good to see. Now, as we await some of the other drivers' set lap times, got not many drivers out on track at the moment. At least not on flying laps. One of those is Omar that is on the track though. So let's wait and see what Omar can do for McLaren. He's had an interesting time in Torpedo League. On many occasions he's shown pace to get a great amount of points. However, on many occasions he's thrown it away. I mean, I'd say he's one of his best drives. Got to be one of his sort of best drives in terms of what was at stake, not as in what he actually ended up with. And that's the race I'd say that is season 4, Dutch Grand Prix. When at one stage he was fighting for the race win because leader had a penalty, and he was battling for second place at the time, and sadly spun in that pushing to try and take that second place. But I mean, if he hadn't spun, even if he hadn't got a position, he was going to get a podium that day. He was on a soft compound, so perhaps his tyres would have died towards the end. But I think with how hard it is to overtake around there, he was definitely a shout for the podium. And if those tyres had kept up, maybe even the win that day.
However,
but
it was you who took the win.
It was indeed, yes. It was a tough battle with Omar. But he's got great pace, outstanding pace. However, he's got a habit of ending up facing the wrong way, which is easily done in these modern high-power F1 cars. But obviously, is something you'd want to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Omar, with me in Torpedo League F2, I've shown something similar. Sure, I don't have the greatest pace, but whenever I am in a good position, I do often end up the wrong way, or in a wall. Like at Baku in the sprint race, I was on for a P5 at least.
Yeah, a couple of quick notes as we're still early on today. Just trying to get to the stream chat. First of all, is I'm having to stream today and have some slightly dodgy internet at the moment. So be prepared that if the stream lags, there will be a new stream up. The question is sort of it will be down for a few minutes, but I will get it back up. Don't worry. It may have to maybe take a drop in quality, but if it does die, I expect the stream will be back up. So just be prepared, so that don't be too shocked if it does sadly have a problem. Other thing is, the reason why I'm streaming in the first place, despite having bad internet, is because despite trying to get Adam to be able to log in, we weren't able to do it. I've now gone onto YouTube to read the comments and seen that there was about 4 notifications to verify his login attempt. So sorry, Adam. That apparently was my phone. It was going to my YouTube rather than to my Gmail. So,
brilliant.
that was a great way to start the day. Thank you to those who are watching on the YouTube at the moment. Sadly, no Twitch this week due to Clint not being able to commentate. He's not feeling very well at the moment, so. Get well soon, Clint. Look forward to seeing you back next week. But it's going to be an interesting day today. And so, yeah, thank you everyone to tune in. Rush hasn't got the best of reputations, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had a Torpedo League Classic here, because I think it's fair to say some of the Torpedo League's Classic races have often come at tracks you wouldn't expect. So we'll wait and see how today goes.
While you were reading off those notices, Topia went fastest by 2/10.
Very good lap there from the Ferrari driver. Harold is currently on a lap now, so I'll pop on board with him. Let's see how he goes. TAS is working, so I will make a quick dash for it between Q1 and Q2. to go grab my laptop so I can keep up to date with that, so that you get all the information you possibly can have. Herod now coming around the final corner. Let's see, what is the pace? And it's P1 by 4 tenths. That's the pace.
That's a very good lap there from Herod. Showing that he's one of the favourites. As Charlie MGO6, another one of the favourites for the win, has just started his lap.
He's going to get a slipstream here from Fuzzy. Not much of a slipstream though, as the half of a teammate there driving the AlphaTauri whilst Charlie's in the Rebel.
Will still be very beneficial to him though.
Fuzzy pulled out quite quickly though, so I doubt it'll be too much of a help.
Yeah, it'll be less than a 10.
I would agree there, and especially that sort of weave to avoid hitting the back of him may have took a little bit of that time away, so I don't really know if he lost time from it, but...
So goes out of the way as well.
Good to see everyone getting out of the way.
227 very nice, not invalid. Quite easy to extend track limits there. I did get quite a few warnings in the Torpedo League F2 race yesterday there.
It's a track where it's very tough to stay within track limits, but at the same time it isn't. I would say it's easier than it used to be, because on previous games the curbs were much flatter on the apex, so you could get warnings on exits and you can get it on the inside of the track and the outside. Whereas these days it's only really the outside you can get the invalidations on, because with how big the curbs are, if you're going far enough over the curb to get an invalidation, you're not going to be going very quickly. So a lot of the drivers won't be aiming to do that, and therefore will avoid invalidation entirely. Charlie now out of the RS around the final corner. Last season, Bo got pole position as Charlie sets. It's about 9 tenths off pole at the moment there, Charlie. That's not what he would have wanted. But the pole position last season was set in slightly controversial circumstances, because the pole sitter, who was Bo, now the very long name with the Renault, with the yellow Renault sort of marker next to his name, down in 13th place.
Midgerotten.
It's Dutch, so I think it's Myrotten or so, along those lines. But yeah, anyway, he got pole in quite controversial circumstances, as at the final corner, because of the way the final corner is laid out, he essentially pushed track limits, and was able to use all the road he wanted on the exit of the final corner, which of course gains you some time. But because the game didn't register it as an invalidated lap time, as it was the end of the session, when the AI naturally returned to the track, that's I believe in the pit lane. No need to do another lap. He's comfortable with that. But because it was as the checkered flag flew, it didn't give him the message previous lap invalidated, which of course meant that his lap time stood, and therefore it wasn't invalid. Currently on a decent lap at the moment is Horam Busali. He's currently 3 tenths up on his best. So perhaps, as I've just noticed now, Iron Apple and Ansert goes with identical lap times. So Horam will be looking to get ahead of them.
However, the game does go past the third decimal point, so it doesn't go to like F1, where it goes to whoever's 8 first. His drum goes into P5.
Great final sector there. Gained about 4 tenths on his previous best.
And Manu as well, splitting 2 Red Bulls.
A driver we missed actually, as they set their lap, was Jake Marsh, who's just over a tenth off the quickest at the moment. So as we said earlier, that he was probably one of the drivers who could gain from this sort of lack of a few missing top drivers. For those wondering,
notable drivers, Shane's missing.
Fairs.
Harry's using no line. Fairs
missing.
Missing.
Preston missing.
While with Pitt's missing. However, he's a reserve. But did very well last week to get P5.
Yeah. So yeah, Jake here has got a driver at a podium, and he's a driver that's always stood out to me personally as someone that has incredible pace and can fight with the best, like your Preston, your Fairs, your Herods.
I mean,
when he nails the lap.
Time trial, he's always.
The issue I think he has is his consistency in the race. His ability, he's like magnetic to incidents. So perhaps Russia, bigger runoff areas, he can avoid that, have a good race. But I mean, so far this season and last seasons, he's Had quite a lot of incidents, both his fault and not his fault. But yeah, I think he'll be looking just to have a clean weekend. Even if he has just a clean weekend, I think he's definitely top 3 drivers here today. So just to avoid incidents, I think he'll be able to get a podium. However, there'll be that bit of him that thinks there's Fair's missing, Preston missing, Shane missing. It's if any of the races where you got the chance to win, it's this one. And that could almost be a demon for him, because with that in the back of his head, will he push too hard? Will he almost be sort of focusing on the win and not the podium, and then could things go a bit awry?
Dammers is a 10th up on his lap so far as Jet Rock retires.
He'll need to find another 10th to get into the top 3 and get ahead of Top Team. Another driver with a very strong lap. Top Team, another driver looking to use this opportunity in Russia to get a good result. Through the final corner goes Dammers. What lap time is it going to be? And down his previous best, actually, so not a good final sector there for the Red Bull driver.
Not at all. As we see that Smiley's Kyle is also on a lap, onto the second straight. They are wide open now. Don't know where this lap will put him though. I haven't seen. They're 104.0 through the second sector. Is it any good? I don't really know, but Manu also retires. Relatively safe still. Does feel quite aggressive from Kyle, however, riding quite a lot of the curbs could lose him a little bit of time. So look, spins across the line, goes to P3 though.
A spectacular way to set a lap there.
There's 300ths ahead of Toppy Team. Answer goes invalid. Harry has just started a lap. Forever Sin on his out lap. Fuzzy is 2 seconds down, so they'll be about to start another lap. We have ARS on hot lap. Kimmy is also invalid. ARS going on. Dammers has just started another lap as well, so can he improve his Q1 position?
Harry now heading down the back straight. How will this sector 2 be as he aims to solidify himself? Just under a 10th up.
10th up through sector 1, I was just switching to him. 700ths, that will not be enough to put him ahead of Ansel, it does.
Could be on the bubble there. Only 2 cars will go out in Q1 due to only 17 drivers being in at the moment. I believe there is a couple more that are looking to get in during the session, however those of course aren't going to make it in time. So can Harry solidify himself in, and he's going to use the track limits abuse there and get himself up into 12th.
Doesn't go off position though, he improves by 2/10. However, Forever Sin at 1.4 tenths up.
Could Forever Sin get back ahead of Harry? Forever Sin got his first Q2 appearance last season. Not last season, last race. Could he back that up with another Q2 appearance today? Iron Apple, another one of the rookies that made their way up through the playoff race. He's also locked in at the moment, it would appear, to Q2.
Yeah, he's guaranteed.
Drivers currently yet to settle up are Kimmy, Bo and Omar. All 3 are drivers you expect to be perhaps, or I would say expect to be in Q2. So
ninth, ahead of his teammate by 400ths of a second.
So
what will
Omar
do?
does
He goes into P2. Good laugh. Does abuse the track limits at the end though.
And Forever Sin up to 14th, so Harry could be out of Q2 here, but Kimmy's in the pit lane, so it's a double Alpha Tauri knockout. That's tough
Bad,
there.
bad for the AlphaTauri team, but so notable. So who's surprised you there in Q1?
I would say
Obviously, that's
Bo
Driver.
has been a surprise to me. He set his lap late in the session, so there's that advantage. Of course, he did get pole position here last season. Um,
He did.
if I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm fairly sure. Yeah, it was. Of course, we were talking about it earlier. But I think whilst he did get pole position, his form of the season hasn't been quite the same level. But that him and Kyle also surprised me being up there only 4 times off. Topia, another great session. Again, Dama's looking like the number one Red Bull, so we'll see how that dynamic goes on throughout.
However, the thing with Bo is he did abuse the track limits at the end, yet Herod is still a tenth up
Mm.
almost.
And also,
So
he did his lap
Herod,
right at the end.
yeah, Herod with very, very good pace so far. As we just go into Q2, you can go get tasks set up right now.
I will indeed. So, I'll be back in a second.
Just load into Q2 now. Dry conditions. Who will be the first car out? Jake, Jake quite low down. It's a bit of a surprise, however, still making it through. We hear an engine firing up. I don't know who that is though. As the first one out is just waiting. Both Ferraris also go out. First one out of the pits is Iron Apple. However, he does let SMM Harry go. The current order at the moment is Harry, then Jake, then Iron Apple, then Charlie, then the two Ferraris, and then Dammers as well. And with Bo full turn 3 behind Dammers.
I've returned.
Hello, and is IGK set up?
It is set up.
Good.
I
Charlie
just need
does
to finish off.
passes the Ferraris through. It'll be SMM Harry to be first on the lap. Two rounds the final corner now.
What tyres do you think are the optimal starting tyres for this circuit?
Well, I heard a few drivers talking about the strategy earlier. They said the strategy was soft to medium. So, if you're starting outside the top 10, I would definitely start on the medium tyre, as you have the lighter car on the softer tyres. However, with it being Torpedo League, a safety car is quite likely. So, who knows? Personally, to try bank on a safety car, I would go with the softs, but I would not be surprised to see a couple of people running with the mediums. Harry breaks into the third sector. Very, very tricky part of the track. Keeps it clean, however, stays valid. Around the penultimate corner. Keeps it very tidy, does the track limits. There's a 29.9. That's a very, very... Oh, no, that's the 29.9 from Jake. A very, very good lap there for him. Entering into the 1 minute 29s. As I will have to go for a minute. I will be...
As we watch the drivers on their laps now. Jake currently sitting top, 29.9. First driver to 29 so far today. Is down on a lap? Yes, Alex Kyle is currently on a lap. Let's see how he does. And he's pitted. So it's not gone that great for him. And Trevisan also in hot lap mode, but also off the track. Manu on a fast lap at the moment. Let's see what he can do. Making his way down the back straight now. Currently gets a lap on those lovely soft tyres. Let's see what he can do. Through the right and then the left. And ooh, big slide there for Manu as he tries to get the power down. Let's see how it goes through the final couple of corners. As most of the drivers have, runs out of ERS. Gives them to 7th place there, so that's definitely not a bad lap time there. We'll be looking for a bit more time though if he wants to ensure that he gets through into the third part of qualifying. Anyone out on a lap now? Let's have a look. Oh, looks like Timbed. Omar, sorry, is on a lap. Let's see how this goes. Across the line there, P11 on the medium tyres. Medium tyres not looking quite as quick at the moment. Obviously, but I don't think it's worth it personally. Of course, being the same strategy, it's not like at other tracks like Bahrain, China, and Baku, of course, is another one of those tracks where you gain that strategic advantage. But, you know, still, if you're outside the top 10, it might be worth the strategy, and if you can get in on the mediums, maybe it is worth it. But personally, I don't see it. Let's see, anyone else on a lap at the moment? Jake with the great pun in the chat that this is shaping up to be a whole wonderful battle. I believe Ghost is back. Indeed, he is. I'll let you take over briefly whilst I try and finish off sorting out the tasks. I've got a couple issues with it.
Okay, so Jake Marsh still in P1 with a 129.9. Charlie up in P3. However, still quite far off. Only seeing a very similar output that Dammers did in Q1. However, the one only Omar on the track. Oh, not to lie, there is Kyle as well on his outlap. Dammers as well coming out of the pit. Moving through turn 2 now, very easy to invalidate on the outside. Very clear for Kyle. Oh no, his spot is crashed. Disaster for Kyle.
Apologies, viewers. There's like a radio station there. I was looking at the my laptop. Fuzzy must have lagged out there. Kyle, though, out of the session, and will be out in Q2. That is not what the Haas driver would have wanted or needed.
Disaster for Kyle there. As we see Dammers on his outlap. Preverson also on their outlap, yet to set a time. However, only 4 cars now will go, who are remaining in the session will go out. So there is a decent-ish chance, I'd say, for Preverson maybe making it to Q3.
I don't see it personally. Maybe Harry. I'd say the drivers I'd currently. I mean, Harry's done a good lap, but I feel like Iron Apple, Freversin, Timbed, maybe Manu and Harry. I'd say they're the ones fighting. I mean, Toppy's down there at the moment, so is Omar, but I think they've definitely got more pace in the car than they've shown on their first attempt.
Yeah, 100%.
Freversin has invalidated his outlap. So let's go on board here, why not? With Freversin, who's aiming to get his first Q3 appearance in Torpedo F1.
I will stay on board with Dammers at the moment.
Yeah, through the final corner now for Freversin, using as much road as possible on exit. Not quite using as much as some drivers there, but of course focusing on getting that long, straight ahead. You want to get a good exit for it. You don't want to have a bad exit because that will hurt you down the entire straight and cost you so much time. But
Dammers
into turn 2,
all of the middle sector's track, somehow not invalidating. Very, very clean from the Red Bull driver.
not using all the road is Freversin so far in this lap. Being quite a bit off the apex, quite a bit off of the exit. It appears to me like a very safe lap. This isn't the driving of someone who's desperate. This is what I'd expect to see maybe someone like Jake or Herod do in this session. But when you're fighting to get through, I would expect to see them using every inch of the road and risking validation, but it's just not using as much as he can. Some corners have been very good, but like there, that seemed quite good.
Like a 130.1.
That is very good from Dammers there.
Yeah.
For us, his laps looked clean, but not perfect. Let's have a look at his sectors. 33, 1 in the first sector, that's 4 attempts off purple. 33, 3 in the middle sector, that's 4 attempts off purple. It's about 8 attempts off the pole in the first 2 sectors, so by working out throughout the entire lap, I'd expect to see a 31.2 around there, which is not a bad lap. He may have a good final sector though.
31.1. Decent lap, takes him to P7.
That's a good lap there. That's a very good lap there for Freversin. Maybe he can get Q3. Maybe I was wrong there. Who else? Let's have a look at Horam. Currently just started his laps. Let's have a watch of him as he sets his...
Harry's just started his lap as well.
Sorry, just me. I'm sorry. I'm very new to using CAS on my laptop, so that's why I keep going quiet.
Yeah, I used CAS quite a few times as the Renault race engineer last season. What's happened?
Big wobble left for him. He somehow kept it in track limits there, so it's
as Harry invalidates.
And that surely will be Harry out of the session there.
No, he has enough time to set another lap. Where Manu has just started his lap as well.
Horam looking to solidify himself in the next part of the session.
Manu nearly 2 tenths up in sector 1. Where will he go through sector 2? He's 2.5 tenths up almost. Been a solid lap from Manu so far. This will put him so far into P7, so just ahead of Forever Sin.
Damage retires, he's happy with his P3 lap. And I would be too if I took that lap, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a very, very competitive lap.
Around the final corner, man after P5 there, that should lock himself into the next part
very good
of
final
qualifying.
Sector, gained 6 tenths.
Harry
Just
will not get another... Oh, will he? No, I don't think Harry will get another attempt in qualifying here. No, he will not.
No, he won't.
Torpedo has just started his lap. Let's see what he can do. A driver who...
I will check at the end of. I will check on at the end of Omar's lap. Currently 3 tenths up, Omar. So not yet safe. However, if he has a good final sector like Manu did, he could just push himself ahead of Harry. As Bo also pushes himself ahead of Harry, so this is Harry out of Q2.
It's a shame there for Harry, a driver who did, of course, our reigning champion.
No line though.
I mean, yeah, of course, yeah, that's the explanation, but it's still a shame.
Yeah, it's 100% a shame.
So, you know, it's like that. It's tough to begin with to almost get used to being down the order, but I mean, after a few races, that sort of drive to get back up to the front will really kick in, and that's when we'll start to see sort of some quite good drives.
Iron Apple up into P6, a very competitive lap. As Forever Sin now is right on the cusp. He's up to top here to knock him out, and he does.
Final driver is Bo on a lap. Bo massively up, he's all the road and goes P1 and spins almost across the line.
Very, very good lap there. As Manu is about to cross the line, will he go under 2 minutes? He does! 1:58 something. I think we're on for a very good shootout for Paul though.
I think so too. We've got Bo, Jake, Herod, Dammers maybe in the fight as well. I think the big question and the controversy is going to be the same as last season, which is the track limits in that final corner. Jake has said that he won't do that.
However, a lot of people already have. Personally, if I was Jake, if I've seen other people doing it and it's not being questioned, I would do it.
I think it's more of a moral reason though. I think he'd rather start second and say he didn't do it than get pole and no he did.
Because hearing other drivers talking about it earlier, apparently I've heard some drivers say it gains as much as a tenth and a half.
I mean, I would agree, maybe 2 tenths I'd argue as well. If you're good at it, you'll get a lot of it, and Bo looks good at it.
So, really, it's whoever has the moral to do it. As I will just go for a couple of minutes. I will be back by the end of qualifying.
Okay. Have to multitask here. We're trying to get used to TAS at the same time as commentating, so this could be fun. So, drivers on the pit lane now. First driver out onto the track is going to be Horam. Hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please correct me. And second out on track will be Iron Apple, followed by the Williams of Jake Marsh. Only one team with 2 cars in Q3, that is Red Bull, so good job from them. Jake's saying that he's quick enough to get pole without using that little shortcut, so a moral reason, and perhaps he's just that confident. So fair enough to Jake, if you can get pole without using it, then go ahead and do it. But I mean, if you don't think you're quite got the perfect lap and you need that 2 temps, then I would do it. But if morally you don't want to, then of course we can't force you to do it. Maybe next season as Horam invalidates his out lap. yeah, maybe next season there should be a rule on that, but it's hard to police because you'd have to see every single person's lap at that final corner of the final attempt. I would just maybe just police it in Q3 only, because I feel like we can manage 10 cars and sort of let them do what they want in the first 2 sessions, and then police it for Q3. As Horan prepares to start his lap, and Williams have 2 cars too. I'm assuming that's because Bo's in the wrong car. So if Bo is in the right car, then yes. So if Bo is in the right car, then yes, there would be 2 Williams in the session. So yeah, that's on Bo for being in the wrong car. Before I start lap going through the long turn 3 there, you want to stay tight but not too tight, of course then you'll invalidate your lap. Just a couple hundredths to be found with that tighter line. Torpedo now makes his way through the right-hander into this sort of... I find it quite an annoying section of the track personally. It's not good for racing, not that fun to drive. It's because at some tracks it's not good for racing, but it's enjoyable to watch the cars and to drive the cars around them. But around here it's all very hit the apex, use all the road on exit. It's not like other tracks. Like Spa, for example, going through the middle sector there, it's not great for, it's not good for racing in the middle sector, but it's sort of that undulation, that sort of, the grass and gravel surrounding you, the sort of the limits being there, it sort of adds a bit of something to it. And Monaco, I mean, the entire track's not good for racing, but there, sort of that, seeing the limits next to you the entire lap, it sort of adds a bit of extra something to it, and it means you have to be alert the whole time. Almost, you have to be alert here. It's not quite, the same sort of as interesting line that I didn't realise you could do that during the session, which I'm a bit surprised by. Or I'm reversing down the main straight. But Jake Marsh goes to the top with another 29.9. Let's see how he goes. Bo now on a lap, the other Williams car. Ignore the black and yellow livery, that is definitely a Williams. I'll get Tass back up again now to look at the sectors. Currently, fastest in all sectors is Jake Marsh. Of course, one of 3 drivers to set a lap, so that is why. Currently, Top Your Team has gone fastest in the first sector on his lap. As Harold there with a good lap, fastest in the second and third sector. That's mixed things up at the front. So Harold there taking the fight to Jake. Only 22 milliseconds between the two at the moment. Can Bo get involved here? Bo's current lap time: 1/10 off sector 1, 3/10 off sector 2. It's not been a fantastic lap time, but maybe he's got to set up more dialed into that final sector of the lap. Gets it into the first of the 90-degree right-handers, into the second of the 90-degree right-handers, and goes into P3 there, so a bit off, but not too far. Not a unachievable gap there for Bo. Top team was on a pretty decent lap so far. Could this perhaps get himself into the top 3? Yes, it will. Up into third place. Top team. Add him to the list of drivers who could fight for pole today. I said so far this season we've had quite a lot of close up front battles for pole. I think we could see another here today. Omar has invalidated his lap, sadly, so we'll not get to see his lap. Anyone else out on track that is on a flying lap? No, it appears not. So we have this brief calm before the storm. That will get a bit crazy, but that's Q3 for you. It's very much 2 parts to it. Unlike other sessions, there's not enough of sort of a middle to the session for the drivers to mix up the timings of their runs. Omar just cruising back to the pits. Now, perhaps he will attempt another lap. Looking at his fuel low, I doubt he will. Just looking at the amount of fuel he has left in the car, I don't think he would have been able to do another run. He's put the car into lean for this lap. I don't think he would have been able to finish this lap on max, to be honest. So I'm guessing he's invalidated his first and then come back and invalidated his second attempt and had no choice then but to pit. I believe Ghost has returned.
I have returned.
Welcome back. It's a great battle for pole. Top Team's got himself into the fight now.
200s, 500s between, no 600s. Sorry, I can't read. Between the top three. With 4 drivers yet to set a lap, and they do include 2 of the favourites.
Indeed. Hey, who? Sorry.
Well, 2 in contention. Sorry, Charlie and Dammers.
Okay. That's why I wouldn't say that either of them are favourites.
Yeah.
They're wild cards. I'd say that they're wild cards that could bring a surprise on us. They've definitely got. With a perfect lap, I could imagine them springing a surprise and perhaps getting themselves up into that, perhaps maybe into the fight for pole. But I wouldn't say favourites.
Dammers set a 30.1 in Q2, and I do think it is possible.
By no means is he not got a chance, but I just wouldn't say he's a favourite. I'd say Jake, Harold, Topia, and Bo are the favourites so far. Looking at the sectors, all 3 sectors have a different driver who's fastest there. Sector 1, it's Top Team by about 2 tenths to his 2 rivals. Sector 2, it's Jake Marsh by about 3 tenths to his rivals. And then that was Sector 2, I don't know why I said Sector 3 now. Sector 2, Jake Marsh about 3 tenths quicker than his rivals. And Jake Marsh has invalidated his lap at the moment. I'm not sure what he's doing out of this. I think he's rushing back to... What is it? Wait a minute. Why has Jake gone out now? He's going to have a bit of a problem on his hands here to get back to the pits and get a lap in.
That's a big issue. That is
a bit of a confusing one then. He's going to have to rush back to the pits. I don't think he'll get a lap in now.
Yeah, he's just scuppered himself.
He's not going to get a lap in. He's not going to get a lap in. Jake Marsh has...
I think he might.
Well, he gets in. That's going to take about a minute in the pits. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very, very close. I will keep on board with Jake.
Okie doke. I will watch Manu, who has invalidated his lap. I won't watch Manu. Who will be the first of these group of drivers to start the lap? It'll actually be Manu, actually. Yes, I'll watch Manu. Had a personal best in Sector 1. Was actually up there with some of the top guys, however, invalidated his lap. So, of course, it won't count. But interestingly, all of the sectors out of the top 3 drivers are about 2 tenths quicker than their rivals. In that said sector, which is strange. It sort of shows maybe a driver and setup difference.
So, in theory, the perfect lap could be a 29.5 for all we know.
I mean, yeah, working out now, optimal first sector, there's 2 tenths. I'll base it off of Jake's lap as the current pole lap. You're right, he is... Yeah, I'd say minimum 4 tenths advantage if you give the optimal lap at the moment. But of course, you say optimal, whilst we could say a part of it's drive, of course setup becomes a part of it as well. Low wings for Sector 1 are crucial, which perhaps what Top Team has gone with. Those higher speed corners are crucial in Sector 2. I'd say medium speed corners really in Sector 2, and then the slow speed corners are critical in Sector 3. So Sector 1 you want low downforce, Sector 2 you want high downforce, and Sector 3 you need a car with good mechanical grip. So it's different depending on where you're on track, which I think makes it interesting.
Out of the pits, it's going to be very, very tight.
He's going to have to do one hell of a corner cut, I'll be honest with you. And I can see it on the mini-map, he is doing those one hell of a corner cuts. Looking at Sector 1 times so far, all 3 sectors at one time so far have been about the same as Jake and Herod. But not about 2 or 3 tenths off of Top Team as fast as Sector 1. So far in Sector 1, it's looking like a lot of drivers are getting into the mix, but not on pole laps, I'd say. Omar's Sector 2, not very good, I have to admit. About 4 tenths off the best. Charlie Sector 2, about 3 tenths off the best. When some of the higher contenders start the laps, I will switch over to them. Omar finishes his lap. Where's he going to go? Up into only P6. So not. I mean, the lap time's very good. It's just very close.
Jake will easily make it now. He's 20
Good.
seconds.
The ability to corner cut a rusher, I think, has saved him there.
Yeah. As he now starts his flying lap.
I think we should go on board as current top of the times. We'll go on board with Jake for the, shall we? You can commentate on his lap. I'll watch the sectors closely.
Yeah. Alright, on board. Ooh, locks up into turn 1. Doesn't invalidate turn 2 even. He goes through the long turn, so he's taking a lot of curb. Keeping it very
Herod
stable.
invalidates. Herod has invalidated.
Oh.
So Herod will not take pole today. But fastest sector 1 again from Top Team on the live sectors. Top here is a 10th up on Jake. Bo is a few hundredths behind Jake at the moment.
Jake is currently a 10th up though.
On his best, yes, but I'm looking at both of the live sectors combined. So Top Team is a 10th up on Jake. Bo is about 3 hundredths off of Jake's first sector. So now make their way towards sector 2. Top Team in sector 2 improves on his best, but it's still 2 tenths off Jake's personal best. Jake, a purple. Wow, that's one hell of a sector 2. Sector 2 there that is
very clean on board.
over 2 tenths up on Top Teams. So, as things stand, Jake is improving on his lap by 2 tenths roughly. Top Team is improving on as Top Team goes fastest. What can Jake do in response? He doesn't abuse track limits and a 29.6. That is a banging lap there from Jake Marsh.
Very good lap.
Is there anyone out there? Could Omar? No, he's invalidated.
So well done to Jake Marsh on his
It's first pole position.
Pole position, very.
He said he could do it without doing that silly line at the final corner. We criticised him for it. We said that could cost him. He was right.
He's proved us wrong. He has proved us wrong.
Stayed well within track limits there, and goes a 10th ahead of Top Team. I mean, that wasn't. I was expecting Hurl and Bo to become more of a factor there, but it appears both of them had Hurl was invalidating, and Bo had the fastest final sector, but still 2 tenths off the pole. So,
and still,
I think we have a great race on our hands here.
Very, very good qualifying on the front row.
So Top Team and Jake really being the stars in that qualifying session. Charlie was behind his teammate most of the in Q1 and Q2, but he pulls the lap together and goes P5 in Q3, just ahead of Horam. Dammers P7. So a good qualifying for the Red Bull team. Great qualifying for the Williams team.
Dammers still didn't do very good though. He was still 3 tenths off his Q2 time with Dammers setting 130.1 in Q2, which could have got him P6, but. So not optimum there for Dammers. Good for Charlie though. Finally finding a bit of pace.
Manu not being able to get a lap in that session, that's not ideal for him. He would have definitely felt like he had more pace than a not classified sort of thing. But it's incredibly close Q3. Iron Apple's Q3, I must say, I missed that. Apologies to Iron Apple. Iron Apple in Q3, the driver that was in F2 last season. But he was very quick there. All of the drivers in Q3 within a second of each other. So, again, we've got a very close field here. Lap times are very good, and I expect to see quite the race on our hands here. As we see perhaps some of the quicker guys try and make their way up the order. And also perhaps some of the surprise results slipping down the order. But today, I think we have definitely a potential first win on our hands. With Jake
100%.
Marsh and Top Team both on the front row here. Bo and Harold both previous winners. Charlie in P5, perhaps if there's an instant ahead of him he could get in the fight. But we have an exciting race ahead of us.
As we're just waiting for Iron Apple, Topia and Herod. Goes to get his formation lap underway. As Jake now comes off the line to start the formation lap.
I will talk us through the grid for this race. Go on board with Jake Marsh here. So Jake Marsh, after getting a clean lap together, not having to abuse track limits, Jake Marsh takes the pole position and his first ever pole in Torpedo League F1. Top team in second. Great lap by the Ferrari driver to join himself alongside Jake Marsh. The two drivers yet to win in the league, both on the front row. Bo in P3 there, bit of a return to form. He had great pace last season. Could he repeat that this season and avoid the incident that cost him a chance to win in Season 4? Herod, the winner of the last race in Azerbaijan. Can he make it 2 wins in a row and become our first double winner of the season, as he aims to put himself firmly at the top of the championship? Charlie, MG06 in P5 for Red Bull there. Looking to try and pick up the scraps if anything gets left behind by the leaders. I'm sure he'll be there to pick them up.
Red cross on his name. I don't know if he should be.
Could you invite him in case he has lagged out?
I will invite him, because that is quite a large concern.
Horam in P6, good qualifying for the Alfa Romeo driver there. Looking to pick up some big points for the Alfa Romeo team. They look to make their way up the order. Dammers P7, good combined qualifying for the Red Bull team, both drivers in Q3.
I think he might just be an AI.
Okay. Omar in 8th on the grid for McLaren. Another Q3 for Omar. Can he avoid any incidents in the race and get himself maybe up a few more positions? Iron Apple, can he back up his first points with another point finish today? Then it's Mano in 10th to finish off the Q3 drivers as Mano nearly spins there. Then it's on So It Goes in the Ferrari. Forever Sin in P12 for Mercedes. Tim Baird in 13th for McLaren. The three medium runners of SMM Harry, the reigning champion, trying out no lines for the first time. Then it's Smilex Kyle, also on the medium tyre, crashing out in Q2, cost him a potential Q3. FRL Fuzzy, one of two of the AlphaTauris that went out in Q1, also starting on the medium tyres. And LFR Kimi trying to make his way up the order with those soft compound tyres, as all the drivers now line up on the grid, prepared for the race start.
Just about. That's not letting me get a good camera for this.
Could this be a glitch start on our hands here?
This does have potential to be one.
Let's wait and see here. Let's pray. You did say that Charlie looked like he had lagged out. Could this perhaps be a glitch start?
Dammers was the same though, so I think
both Red Bulls here have glitched the start by the looks of things.
It might not be though. They might have just been an AI.
I mean, they're both ghosted, and they had red X means you've lagged out. That doesn't mean you're an AI. So I believe it is a glitch start.
Yeah.
Check the chats now.
Well, the
It is
doing...
Dammers, I believe, that is causing this.
Yeah. As there is allegedly a yellow flag in Sector 1, however that has now been cleared.
That's probably the entire grid system. Oh, lights are coming on.
And we're underway here in Russia. Jake Marsh getting away well as Toppy team doesn't get away well. He's already been overtaken by Bo, who's already side by side with Jake. Must have got a brilliant start as Herod, as well as Kimi, who is already quite far back. Jake and Bo side by side in Sector 1. Bo having to use the escape road, as that is Bo in the lead. That is who's crashed.
It's Kyle and Dammers.
Kyle Dammers
Bo, everyone
Yeah.
off the road coming through turn 4 there. Bo
Yeah.
getting the overtake off the road there as top team sent it up the inside there. Jake, and he's going to slide. That was a very late move by top team there. Must have
Yeah,
missed
he's
his braking point. That can't have been
just
planned.
overtaken by
And he's now
Charlie.
pushed off Iron Apple. As Iron Apple now uses all the road. It's like watching a Paul Ricard race. They're not staying on the track. But
There's someone
here,
else, that's Kyle, who's DNF'd. Kyle has DNF'd.
it's a shame for Kyle there. Looking to do the ultimate strategy. But Bo took the lead off the track, as that is, and so it goes in the wall. And Fuzzy in the wall as well. That could be a safety car.
Tim made up 6 positions off the start. A very good start for him.
I'm surprised that isn't a safety car there. Feral Fuzzy in the wall. I think the game's glitched. It hasn't retired his car despite him being out of the race. As that's a Renault straight on. It's Harry. He must have missed it as he's now reset to track. He must have missed his braking point there. Which I would assume is easily done without racing line.
And a lap one, Harry 10-second time penalty for corner cutting as well.
What is going on this lap as Harry is now retired from the race? It's a crazy lap 1, but as I was trying to say earlier, Bo did take the lead from Jake off the track. So do I. Bo did take the lead from Jake off the track.
So
However,
as well,
Bo will argue that he was pushed off the track by Jake, so therefore he had no choice.
The lobby's
Dead.
dead. Yeah, he's just kicked me out.
Yeah. I have a spare invite, so hopefully that'll work. Apologies, viewers.
It just said it was a lap 3 as well.
Yeah, it's a normal timing glitch though. You get used to it after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't commentated properly in about 3 months, so it's been. Well, it was Silverstone last season when I last commentated on Torpedo League, which was obviously quite a long time ago.
Apologies everyone for this glitch. Surprisingly, the first glitch we've had today isn't because of my internet, so makes a change. I had that as well, but just leave. Hopefully the invite... No, invite can no longer be used, so we need an invite. None of the drivers will want to give an invite because they're driving, so... I mean, in the meantime, we'll look at the drivers that are running 1 and 2, just get the Williams up in the showroom. Sorry, guys. I'll get an update on what's going on. In the meantime, we'll look at the drivers that are 1, 2, but in the showroom.
Who was P1? Was it Bo still?
It was Bo and Jake when I lagged. Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, restart, the lobby's messed up.
Yeah. Not a surprise at all. One thing
so
I've just...
lots of glitches there.
One thing I have only just noticed about the Renault, it says thank you NHS on the Halo.
That's been, I noticed that quite a while ago, but yeah, that is a nice touch to it.
Yeah, it is. Only just noticed that. You got it on any cars? No.
As we await the invites. Whilst we look at the Williams, I find it quite... two things I find interesting about this car. First of all, the ugly triangle in front of the halo in cockpit. That's the only thing I dislike about this car.
Yeah.
Is the little triangle in front of the cockpit. Without that, it'd be one of my favourite looking cars of all time. Thing I find kind of funny is that they've got the F1 logo on the car, and when you see the F1 logo on the car, you know they're running out of sponsors. It's a shame that the new owners ruined this livery by taking all the paint off it to save money and weight.
Yeah.
That kind of annoyed me. That made the car look a bit rubbish, but yeah, I suppose if it keeps the team alive, it's worth doing.
Yeah. I mean, of course, now they're able to use quite a lot more paint with the dark blue they've got. Well, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting for the new lobby.
Me too. I just my invites are out, so I did in fact get an invite. I shall invite you.
Thank you.
Apologies everyone for this interruption to our regular scheduling.
Oh, Charlie's invited me. It's fine.
I already sent one. So that pretty mean Tass is screwed, which is fun. As we still wait for an update. In the meantime, we'll discuss what could happen in the race. It'll be a restart, I assume, from the grid. In which case, Jake will have another chance to lead from pole. It's of all the tracks to get your first pole, you probably don't want it to be Russia. With that long run down to the first corner.
Paul's in the best position, starting P3.
You get that slipstream sort of straight away.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting if both can get another decent start. Jake maybe take a different strategy this time, I don't know. But yeah, just waiting for the final one driver to join. Are you in spectator mode? Yes you are, good job.
Oh, the seat. We are waiting for. We're waiting.
Horam is in, he's not in his car.
Bo has gone back into the Williams.
That's good to see.
We've had a mid-race driver transfer.
They're all in their cars.
We've had a mid-race driver transfer.
I mean, it's unique. It's not something you have every day.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like something Toro Rosso and I say Toro. HRT would probably be the team that do that. And one of the BBC season review documentary things, the amount of times they change driver, I'm sure one of the, I think it might have been Eddie Jordan or someone like that, made the comment that it's just a matter of time before we see them make a mid-race driver transfer. Yeah.
They just pull into the pits and they change the driver.
Just get a bit more money out of them, make them both pay, and then give them a driver swap in the pit stop.
Yeah. It'd take us back to the 1950s for sure, but...
yeah. Or the World Endurance Championship.
Yeah. It's definitely something unusual in F1.
Again, sorry to the viewers who are going to have to watch this. Maybe go away, make a cup of tea, maybe watch a different video. Come back in 5 minutes.
Maybe watch the Euros.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a match on at the moment?
There was.
There's one starting. Last one started at 5. The next one starts at 8. So this is UK time, by the way.
It's 8:36 now, so yes, there will be on.
That's because my clock's 1 hour behind. Good job, Jackson. Yes, there is a match on now. So maybe go check the score whilst we wait. So we are running up now, actually. So we'll be back to racing in about 2 minutes' time. So if you do go anywhere, don't be like, and don't worry. It would appear they're still doing the grid, so that's why they're just like, okay, so mate, you can have 3 minutes then. Go back, continue making your tea or coffee or hot chocolate if you want to have a hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate, very, very nice drink.
Indeed, it is.
As we are now doing the long wait for the custom grid.
So, I might as well ask you this now. What are your predictions for the race?
I predict Jake P1, Bo P2, and Charlie P3.
That is interesting. But what happens to her or Topia? Her and Topia there, or are they just not quick enough?
I don't think they're quick enough. It's just, I don't know, something's telling me, I don't know what, that Charlie will get a podium. He will have a strong race.
I'm predicting a Bo-Jake collision.
Ooh. It's definitely on the cards.
I'll predict a Bo and Jake collision, which will lead to a massive argument, and one of the two of them leaving the league.
No, I don't think it'll go that far.
I wouldn't be surprised.
One point past him, but I don't think he's.
I'm joking, of course. I don't think they would do that. I think they'll keep it clean. They're teammates, so they should. But no, genuinely, I predict those two. I think they'll definitely have a battle, which will keep a few extra drivers in the mix. I can honestly see her ability to avoid incidents and pick his overtakes last week was impeccable. So I could see that through the pit phase being crucial here. So I think her will definitely get a podium. I think something's going to happen. There's going to be a bit of drama. That's what I'm convinced of.
Rarely happens at Russia, but it's Torpedo League. Anything can happen.
You know, Fiat's going to do a mid-race driver change or something. Putin's going to hop in the car. I'm tempted to get political, but I'm not going to. I don't want to get us killed. Which, in a way, by saying that, makes it political. Sorry. Yeah. No. I'm just gonna stop talking because no response I can think of can dig me out of this hole. So Adam, you start talking.
So yeah, there is definitely going to be carnage. A few of the top 5 will have incidents, I predict.
Yeah, there's going to be something that happens up front, as we are now running up again. So if you've gone to get a coffee, rush back to your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your TV. Because we're about to go racing here around the streets of Sochi.
Or if you're in the lobby and you decided to go make a cup of tea, rush back to your PlayStation, hop on your wheel or pad, and just get ready to drive.
You could just take your pad with you, actually, couldn't you?
I mean,
just watch the just ask the stream to go on board with you. You'd be a few seconds delayed, so you'd have to be a very good driver to do that. Actually, whilst we're on the topic of random things, as we wait for this race to start, something I was intrigued in, and I haven't watched the DTM race day. I know one, obviously, but I haven't actually watched the DTM race day. However, I know that Gary Paffett in one of the Mercedes cars was driving his car, but with a force feedback system rather than instead of it being a normal steering wheel connects to the front wheel sort of system or hydraulic system like power steering. It's a sensor in the wheel that picks up what's going on and sends it to the a wheel you'd have on your PS4 or your Xbox or your PC. It's like a direct drive wheel, like a posh Fanatec one, but a bit more posh because it's an actual car.
actual DTM car, yeah.
And yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works. See if it makes much of a difference to the pace of the car.
I mean, the ultimate car setup would be having the ultimate sim racing setup would be a sim racing setup where it'd just be ultra realistic. Essentially, you have the VR headset on, we'd have like your Fanatec wheel essentially,
Mm.
force feed back on, and that would just be so cool. I wish they,
An actual Formula 1 car cockpit.
yeah. I do wish they incorporated VR into
F1. Me too.
Yeah,
I personally don't have a
It is
VR headset, but
I
that would be cool.
do have one.
I
and
would be tempted to buy one.
It is very cool on games like Gran Turismo Sport.
Looking at tyres for this start, it is everyone on soft apart from Harry, Kyle, Fuzzy, and Kimmy. Ghost, would you like to, for the fun of it, trade jobs? Would you like to finish and I do the start this time?
I mean, sure.
You got the first start. I'll get the second start. You can do the finish though. So you get to do something to what? You get to do both things. Just I get to do the start. It's a confusing way of doing things. But, we got the opportunity. We'll mix things up for this start. Would you like to run us through the grid then? Whilst we go through the formation lap.
Okay, so we have Jake Marsh on pole, top your team in P2. But mid-weekend driver transferring to Williams in P3, Perrod in P4, the Red Bull of Charlie P5, Duran P6 in a Red Bull sandwich, P7 for Dammers, Omar in P8, Iron Apple doing very well in P9, Manu P10, and so it goes, P11, Forever Sin P12, who's with a very good qualifying, Timbed P13, Harry, of course using no line, and the Season 4 champion in P14, Smilett's Kyle in P15, and FIL Fuzzy and LFR Kimmy, the Altaris, bringing up the rear in P16s and 17.
Thank you, Adam. As we now prepare for the Torpedo League Season 5 Round 3 Russian Grand Prix.
Our Grand Prix.
Yes, our Grand Prix. This is going to be an exciting one, I've got a feeling. Watch it be a bore fest. Watch Jake run away with this now or something. Jake, if you're listening, Jake, if you'd kindly leave less than a second gap behind you throughout the entire race, that'd be ideal. Obviously don't. Drive your race, Jake. And of course, everyone, do your absolute bests, and I look forward to seeing the outcome.
Top 5 within a few seconds for the whole race. That would be very nice.
Do we have a glitch start this time?
Let's
wait and see.
Camera.
Don't tell me it's 2 glitch starts in a row.
Better not be.
I think it's 2 glitch starts in a row,
Are you joking?
Codemasters, I know your new game's coming out in less than a month, but do you mind actually, keeping your previous game working for that final month?
I'm not too sure. The thing just disappeared for an AWS Insight, which is definitely very accurate.
And lights coming on. It's not a glitch start. 5 red lights. And we are racing in Russia. Can Jake get the start that he needs? There's a bit of wheel spin there for top yet again on this start. Bo gets up into second again. Will there be any contact throughout the field here? Can Jake hold on to the lead on this start? He's got the gap. Can he do it as they break into turn 2? Contact. Topia spinning around. He slides and holds onto the car. The field avoid him as they make their way up the order, and Kyle again has crashed on both sides and in the wall. Diane Apple with all his wing gone and is in the wall. As massive crash, and that is Timbed spinning around, and safety car has been deployed there. As there has been lots of incidents there as they made their way out of turn 3, and that all started with Topia going middle of free wide, getting half spun. I think it sort of stacked the field up a bit, and
just a big laggy mess.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a straight that long, it's not going to end well when they finally get to the corner. Forever Sin missing half his wing, Iron Apple not having a wing. Kyle again went off first on this start. Has he got away without damage? He has, actually. Perhaps that was quite a good call, actually, to spin early on.
FRL Fuzzy getting the best start of 5 positions already.
That's a very good start.
With no wing damage as well, so he may gain a few positions on pit stops.
Top team dropping down to 10th, worst out of anyone. He also has damage as well from that incident. But yeah, my guess of what happened there was that Torpedo sort of had his sideways moment in front of the field when there was a bit of lag and a bit of contact. That's then caused the guys at the back not knowing that's happening, charging in full speed, and it's stacked up, cars have gone spinning off, and that ensuing car just meant cars are on and off the track, coming on from off track back onto the track, and as a result are sort of getting caught up in incidents and not seeing cars but too late, as Tim Bettis sped into the pit lane. We've got quite a few cars in the pits here. We've got 5 cars into the pit lane. As we have a timing glitch again, so we'll stick with watching top your team replace his wing whilst we wait. So it is not lap free, everyone. Do not listen to that.
So we just look when DRS is activated under the safety car.
I mean, ideal.
It's hardly ideal. I mean, Jake is within 1 second of the safety car. In my opinion, his rear wing should be down.
Oh, imagine that, getting DRS off the safety car. The scenes. But top team is now out of the pits, not in the lead of the race. The top team there, the start from the front row down to 15th place. It's not what you would have wanted. A bit of bad luck there, a bit of lag, a bit of contact, a bit of everything. But it's that style of corner. It makes it very hard to race because it almost creates a chicane in a sense, because you're turning right, and whilst when you're on your own, that left-hander isn't much of a corner. When you're side by side, it very much becomes a corner. It's like Bahrain turns 1, 2, 3, but with that turn 2 flattened quite a bit. It's that sort of style of right apex, left apex.
Speed which has now fixed itself.
Thank you, Codemasters. But yeah, that's sort of it. It creates sort of a crunch point in the middle where it goes from a 4 wide straight to at most 1.5 wide corner, and that's why they have so much runoff area there. And that's why I think they have to do one of two things. They either have to make it a Bahrain style turn 1, 2, 3, so it's a proper heavy stop, so the cars are going the appropriate speed for how wide the track is, or they make it a higher Jake Marsh has been disqualified from the session. He's got wing damage as well.
No.
This guy has no luck.
No. Surely not. Surely not.
I don't know what to say.
That is...
If that is genuine, that is a heartbreaking moment.
That is... It is official. He has an allergy to podiums. It is official. He just keeps on getting bad luck. I really feel sorry for him.
Jake saying, yeah, the game took control. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's...
The AI took control and just drove into the back of the safety car and overtook it, I think.
That's ridiculous.
Jake saying he need a restart, I don't blame him. I don't know if he
blame
will,
him,
but...
Now lap 3 now. Probably won't. Then again, it is up to Kyle, I'm guessing.
I would back a restart here, purely because...
Yeah, Jake has been robbed.
That's the AI taking over, disqualifying you from the lead of the race. Jake's done absolutely nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Like, this early in the race, if that was happening halfway through the race, then, okay, fair enough. You've done half the race, it's too late to restart. But...
we're all lap 3.
The problem is a restart now. Safety car is in this lap. A restart now, how long this race is going to be. I mean, it's already 9 o'clock and we're usually finishing around now. So...
Yeah. I say restart 25% race. That's what I'm saying.
That probably would be the best call. But there's been no sign of that. It would appear we are racing.
That's incredibly bad luck for Jake.
But yeah, Bo has inherited the lead now. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, he can't
with this race.
Sorry for Jake, but as he has gone now
through the final corner, but a wheel spin there. Harold's kept up with him as yellow flag glitch. Yay, the yellow flag glitch is gone.
So coming into turn 2, we have Bo, then Harold, then the 2 Red Bulls, then Omar up into P5. And so it goes P6, and that is Omar going off the track.
So it goes a chance around the outside. Can Anto go send it up the inside of turn 4? Yes, he can. But Omar around the outside holds the position. Great little battle there between the 2 drivers.
Still side by side as Anto goes, just backs out. Ooh, nearly runs into the back of Omar through turn 5 though. As Jake has left the session, understandably so. Oh, Anto would be very wide. As I have got a little timing glitch. Omar is within 1/33rd of a second to bonus.
I have that as well. Sort of. It definitely glitched, but not directly. Yeah, Harold staying with Bo here for the lead of the race. Oh, bit of lag contact there perhaps between the 2 leaders here.
Charlie very close to the pair of them. Harold does have the low bar signal at the side of him.
As Charlie goes deep there at the final corner, could Dammers perhaps get by here?
Looking very...
Apparently FRL Fozzie's now a lap down.
Probably say Dammers is a lap down.
Same as well, Dammers a lap down.
So FRL Fozzie's 2 laps down then. Technically.
All I can say, guys, is ignore the timing screen. There's not point in having it up. I'm taking it off. There's no point in having it up when it's that broken. I'll put up the tyres. There you go. There's the tyres in case you want to see them. Yeah.
All I'm saying, Codemasters is in the mud for this race.
Yeah, Bo continues to lead this race as he makes his way through the middle sector. That's very early in the race, beating a multiple warnings penalty. That's not ideal for him at all. Through the left-hander hat now. Making their way onto the back stretch.
Slightly wide line. Will Harold try to go for a move? He's quite far back.
DRS yet to be enabled, so these guys not going to be quite close enough just yet here. As this group of 4 cars out front pulling away. Omar just about holding on between them at the moment. Let's see if the timing's fixed itself yet. It has not.
No, I'll have a look at the captain of the leader.
Pineapple at a moment there, I think.
The whole of the top 5 separated by less than 3 seconds. However, Bo now starting to pull away. We still have a timing glitch. Dammers is still a lap down.
Now, with DRS enabled, can anyone get close enough to Bo out front? Or trying to make it a second win in a row here.
Manu 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Again, I mean, it's easy to do around here. So, I mean, getting it that early on is going to be tough to then manage it for the rest of the race, not get any more. But at the same time, as you go without most of the race with any and then have to do it at the end, then you get penalties at the end, then it's going to be a problem as well. I mean, yellow flag takes free apparently, I don't know how.
Harold was within 3 tenths, then he's back over 6 tenths now because of the dirty air through that section. As I think finally the timing glitch may have been.
No, it hasn't. It's put him in the right position, just he's still a lap down.
He's
also in the wrong position.
At the moment he's saying, oh, it's Harold, may go for a centre here, just too far back.
As Harold, though, on the back of him, Charlie and Dammers will be looking to get involved in this if anything does happen to these two
Yeah,
leaders.
the Red Bull cavalry really starting to come to force now.
They'll have to work together here to ensure that if they can get them, they do.
I mean, Charlie and Dammers, two very close friends.
Until they crash on track.
Until they crash on track, of course. Ooh, but Charlie now is quite close.
Harold could be close enough. Not quite on this lap.
Go out, but Charlie within half a second. Dammers still a lap down, so we don't know. But that front four pack starting to pull away from Omar. Yeah, I've gone mad. Oh, it's
nearly contact there between the two leaders.
Yeah, I saw contact there between Herod and Bo. Herod all over the back of him, trying to force a mistake out of Bo, which is a very, very difficult thing to do.
Dammers now briefly a lap down again. Ignore that, people, that's not true. But yeah, Bo try and lead this race, but Herod keeping the pressure on. He's surely going to get the move done this time. Down the back straight, going to go for it into the chicane. Heavily on the brakes and takes the lead. Herod trying his second ever Torpedo League win, his second in a row.
But don't count out any of the top four. The top four, maybe even Omar as well, could still be in with the shout. However, he's starting to drop back quite a fair bit now.
Yeah.
Looking like Omar's going to have quite a lonely race. Just not quick enough for the front four, but too quick to be anything else.
Can Bo fight back now? With the DRS down towards turn 2, he's got the run on him. Harold's going to go defensive, but he can't do anything as Bo sends it up the inside. Harold going to try and hang it around the outside. He can't though. Goes deep. Comes back on track. Nearly hits Bo there, but Bo does retake the lead of the race.
He joins the track quite safely. Charlie quite just far enough back as Dammers is still a lap down.
I don't know what to say at that. The disqualification for Jake. The lap down thing for Dammers and Fuzzy. I've never commentated on a league race that's been this glitched before. I've had my fair share of glitches, but this is just beyond anything.
We've had a lobby restart, Jake disqualified, Dammers a lap down, Fuzzy 2 laps down.
I think what we've learnt today is that Kyle cannot be trusted to make the lobbies. For some reason, some people's games just have glitches. Some people have the lights glitch, some people have pit glitches. Kyle's apparently has chaos glitch. I don't know what the hell you'd call this thing.
Just an amalgamation.
Just everything that could go wrong will go wrong. That's the glitch Kyle's apparently caused.
Except the lights.
Well, they took a while to come on. Maybe the race director forgot to flick the switch in race control.
Yeah, the race director.
Oh god, that's my job, isn't it? Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, perhaps I should have done this.
Yeah, just sees the green flag at the back being waved furiously to try and say switch the damn lights on. Then he goes, oh wait, you're waving it at me. Oh sorry. Yeah. Can Harold take the lead of the race? He's going to go up the inside. No, he isn't there. Backs out of it.
Oh, a bit of a lock-up.
I mean, we said there was going to be drama in this race. There's been drama so far, none of which caused by drivers themselves.
Yeah, there's been Jake's unfortunate disqualification.
It's not unfortunate. At this point, it's straight up a curse.
We have a yellow flag for no reason. What about the 3 second? As the timing screen's just gone. Dammers is still a lap down.
There's battling going on in the midfield, and I'm sorry for not showing it, but it's just, I don't know. There's so many glitches, I can't tell what's going on. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's see what's happening. Tim Bed, currently in P9 here, as Kimmy As he's about to go 3 wide here into
Ooh.
the very tight chicane. Timbed's going to send it in. Goes a bit deep top between, going for the switchback, going to go around the outside. Can he pull that move off?
Oh, Achilles.
Oh, and around goes Kimmy. And around goes Timbed. Timbed into the wall there. With big damage. Does Ferriston also have damage?
Similar position to where...
Yep. Ferriston and Timbed both with damage and a pitting. I imagine Kimmy might have damage as well from his spin.
That was a very similar crash to the F2 sprint race we had here yesterday with Andy Forrest and Gaisha on the final lap, costing Gaisha P4 and pretty much gifting me P5, but we don't talk about that. It's changing the win now. Coming out behind Forever Sin. But Forever Sin, not Iron Apple just goes past, so Forever Sin in P14, Timbed P15. But of course, Fuzzy is now 3 laps down. Allegedly. We don't know where Fuzzy is, let's double check. He's in Sector 2. I'm just trying to check. He's...
And leaders into the pits. Bo comes down pit lane. I believe that was Charlie as well going in. Yes, it was. Dammers and Herod stay out.
Herod's going to have a very, very good in-lap, as is Dammers. However, Dammers is a lap down. So Dammers definitely out of contention. And because he is definitely a lap down.
The problem is, though, is that if Dammers does, even if by sort of Dammers sort of makes his way up the order and manages to win the race, or at least not according to the game, but according to us wins the race, the fact that he's going to be ghosting, like if he does take the lead here, they're just going to be able to ghost through him. Like there'll be no fight.
But what if Dammers' game shows him as did show him as P4?
It may well do, but that's not the issue. The issue is that if he does get the lead, he can't fight for it because they'll just go straight through him.
It's gonna be.
And that's just not fair.
It's a bit of a mess. Let's say.
I mean, I was once in a race and I lost the lead because a guy teleported through me because they were lagging, and to me that's an illegal overtake. Like that. That's say what you want. You know, it's not his fault he's lagging, but you can't defend from a teleportation. Sure, it's not his fault, but it's more his fault than it is the person that's been teleported past.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem fair to me that can happen. So if Dammers does get past because he's a ghost, I think he has the right to protest it. I doubt anything would happen, but
Dammers now into the pits.
Kimmy gets past.
Charlie
gets past Kimmy.
Herod stays out.
Oh, he's going to face quite the undercut here from Charlie, especially. Of course, Bo already ahead. Charlie's lost a lot of time behind Kimmy actually, and has lost about 2.1 seconds to Bo. So perhaps with Charlie getting up the traffic, perhaps Herod can outpace him and stretch the stint out a bit more.
It's not saying that Dammers is 2 laps down, and Fuzzy is 4 laps down. But it's saying Charlie 25 seconds off the lead. Or 23. I think Bo's safe to Herod. I don't think Charlie is yet.
I don't think Charlie's going to clear him.
It's going to be very close. It could be.
He's got the undercut, but he hasn't got Bo's slipstream, which he has been relying on at the start of the race.
Yeah. And there's the matter of Dammers as well, who is down in P11 as it stands.
I mean, this race, I think it either had to get restarted or it got cancelled because Jake's been disqualified from the lead for literally no reason.
Unfairly, yeah.
Dammers and Fuzzy been put laps down, so whilst sure they can still protest and say, hey, look, I was actually here, but at the same
when
time
we
they're going to
know-
lose positions because drivers can drive through them, which isn't fair. As into the pits comes, and so it goes, and our race leader, Herod. Where will Herod come out?
I will spectate. But now who's coming round the penultimate
Bo's going to get that
corner?
easily, I think, because of course Mercedes being the first pit box. Play around the final corner. Herod not even at the line yet, and now he reaches the line. Gets back up to speed. Bo's going to blast past. I think Charlie will too. But actually, it's going to be close between Charlie, actually. And no, it won't be. It's close to Bo, actually. My mistake. Mercedes got up to speed very quickly and slots back into second place. But with fresher tyres by 2 laps. I'd say that was the right decision there by Herod. He hasn't lost out anything, and he's gained 2 lap fresher tyres.
Yeah, the biggest loser out of that strategy battle though is definitely Dammers.
Yeah,
Dammers has
he's
lost
gone.
out
I
on
think he
it.
served his penalty. If he had that, if he had a collision
Yeah.
penalty, I think he may have had. I think he may have served that. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say over this.
This lobby, it's been a bit of a joke.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't cancel it now because these drivers are putting so much time and effort into the race that
Yeah, it's like-
it would be unfair to take that away from them. And I know that some 3 drivers got unlucky, but to the 14 drivers who haven't got unlucky and have driven a good race, it'd be unfair to take that away from them.
My personal opinion, they should have restarted the lobby when Jake got disqualified.
I think when the first glitch happened, it should, as that is a crash there for Kimi. LFR Kimi has crashed and broken his wing. Luckily, he hasn't pit. Oh no, he hasn't. That's. Oh no, sorry, it's Fuzzy. Sorry, it's because he's a lap down. Fuzzy has crashed and broken his wing, and he's left the session.
Yeah.
And his AI has taken control.
The great Fuzzy's going to be 47 laps down by the end.
Well, he's 3 laps down now, so.
Same 5 for me.
He's got a broken suspension and his car's carrying on. It's like what happened to Fairs last season in Spa. Go on board with Fuzzy here. This is like watching Marino Sato in the F2 practice session when he drove around with a broken front right suspension. At least he had the dignity to pit with it. Oh. His tyres on the front of the car. We'll take this brief pause from watching the battle for the lead because there isn't much of one at the moment. Harold's on the back of Bo as he has been all race long. There is actually a battle between Tim Bed and Forever Sin as they battle through turn 3 here. Wheel to wheel as they make their way through turn 3 on the exit turn 3 into turn 4. Can Tim Bed get the position on Forever Sin? Forever Sin goes to the switchback. Not able to pull it off, goes off the road there. Is he going to send it up the inside? No, he isn't, just tries to scare Tim and then to the move
has
there.
a look to the inside. Harold has a look.
The wheel is now under the car. The tyre is now under the car of Fuzzy. Oh, now it's popped back up again. What a corner there for Fuzzy.
Oh, Harold and Harold and Bo touch. Harold and Bo touch. With Harold as Bo nearly spins.
Apologies for missing that for watching Fuzzy's car. As up the inside goes Harold at the final corner. That came out of nowhere.
It did.
Will Bo fight back down straight? Of course he will. Bo back into the lead here. This is an intriguing little battle we got going on
Very
here.
intriguing.
A
But
bit confusing, to be honest.
if I
How are we
was
going to go back to the
Charlie,
move? No.
Charlie, if I was Charlie right now, I would be licking my lips as Charlie could win this race.
Possible.
As the battle, this battle has heated up as Bo nearly spun in the third sector in the same place as Tim, who spun a couple of laps ago.
It was Fuzzy.
Was he? Yeah. In the third sector.
As Kyle's come out the pits and got ahead of Kimmy. Meanwhile, on Fuzzy watch, his car's still going.
His suspension's completely fine for me, that's the thing.
It definitely isn't on my screen. It is. I mean, the car's on top. The wheel's on top of the car. I mean, at this stage, that's causing a lot of drag. I mean, let's just face it for a second. Hamilton does half a lap with a puncture. He's a hero. Fuzzy's going to do the entire half of the race here with a missing wheel. I mean, you tell me who's better.
I mean, he's putting Michael Schumacher to shame as well.
Yeah,
He did,
like Michael Schumacher pit when he had a missing wheel. Fuzzy's keeping the car on track. I mean,
he
driver of the day material.
Only did a third of a lap. Like, I mean, come on.
I mean, look at this guy, Fuzzy. He's committed to his strategy. He is committed to those mediums until the end of the race. He's not pitting again. Like, oh.
One thing is, I don't have a clue what you're on about. I cannot see it. He's
just flapping about. It's like he's driving and the suspension's broken. It's as simple as that. It's all over the place. It's on the car again now, just rotating. But I recommend putting the stream on, Ghost, and just watching this. I
can't. I don't really dare.
No. This is peak 2021 or 2020 F1 game here. Oh. As the yellow flag that is there for nothing. As Tim Bed and Ferguson are battling again, let's watch this, shall we? Tim Bed on the outside again through turn 3. It seems to be where he likes to be at the moment. But he doesn't hold it around the outside this time. He's going to slot in behind Forever Sin, perhaps go for the move in the next lap.
Torpedo and Duran quite close to each other as well.
I'm sorry. I'm just watching this car drive around. The best thing about it is his wing is completely fine. He's missing a wheel.
In other news, Dammers has gained a lap. He's now only 1 lap down.
That is fantastic news. As...
However, Fuzzy on his 3 wheels is still... Oh no, Dammers is back to being 2 laps down.
And battle for the lead here, or for the net lead I should say. It's very close here between Bo and Herod. Not a good exit there from Bo. Herod's going to fly past, surely, down this straight. Already passed by the end of the pit lane, I'll think, here. Herod going to chop in front. Yes, he is. And gets up into the net lead of the race. Great move there.
Who's that? That's Duran. That's Duran who's spun.
As that is Kyle and Omar that are battling away here.
There's more yellow flags for no reason.
But yeah, Herod on the lead now. Can he stretch out the gap, or can Bo stay close to that rear end? Can at least one Williams driver win today? I think as the team, they deserve one of their drivers to get the win. But here we go. Can Bo stay on the tail of Herod, getting a little bit of gap, but not a huge gap
no
to
question.
Bo.
Jake would have been in this battle, or maybe even driving away from this battle.
I mean, there's no question Jake would have got a podium today.
Dammers
has left the session. Admittedly, he was a lap down, so if he's chosen to do that, I don't blame him. But that's the thing, even if he wasn't a lap down, look how much he's lost on track because of being a lap down. He is, if he was on track, he would be down in P9 from what was running in P4. Maybe something else has happened that we've missed. But, I mean, as Manu and Omar here are having a nice ding-dong battle as they go through the final section of the track, as that is a Haas that's broken its wing. Or no, it's an Alfa Romeo that's missing its entire Horam. Hurt Manu a bit there. As that's Kyle! It's Kyle who spun! As Kyle actually perhaps clipped the back of Horam. As Kimi comes into the pit lane. Kyle missing an end plate here. That's going to hurt his race.
Can I just
Battle for the lead. Bo is retaking the lead from Herod. Go ahead.
Top here is, I think, legitimately in the lead.
He pit on the safety car, you're right.
Yeah, Top here is legitimately in the lead.
Can mediums go to the end, though?
I don't know.
I don't know if the task is working. I haven't been looking at it because I'd assumed it would glitch. But I'll have a quick view. Let's have a quick look, shall we? Instagram. Click on the link.
Dammers has rejoined.
Good to see.
Still a lap down. Oh no, he's getting that lap back.
Oh no, I think the tyre wear is correct. No, TAS is completely broken and so it goes is inferred on this. Yeah, is missing a wheel. That's a battle for the lead. Around the outside goes Herod on Bone, retakes the lead there. Great move.
Still going side by side all through this section though. Last time this happened, Bone nearly spun.
Oh, that was close, nearly into the back Herod. There's a little bit of lag there, a little bit of bobbling around. So I'll stay off board. But if Top can take these tyres to the end, then
yeah, this
maybe.
Top is brilliant strategy, but
As we say a brief goodbye to the timing screen, which has gone on strike. Can
we're not
Bo
paid.
take the lead
We're
back
not paying
here?
we've not paid the timing screen enough, even though it's not doing anything. It demands more wages.
To the lead,
it's
Bo
at
up the
side of
inside.
To the
That'll
corner.
never
Oh, they
work.
touch,
Contact.
They touch.
Harold off the road. Bo with a bit of a slide there. They're wheel to wheel through turn 3 here. Bo's going to try and slot in behind. Will he go to the outside line? Bo's on the outside. Harold on the inside. Battling into turn 4. Harold on the inside. Bo going to go for the switchback. Not quite close enough. Will he send it up the inside of turn 5? No, he's not close enough on this occasion. Will he go for the move down the back? This would be such a good battle if it wasn't for the lag, the lap down cars, Jake being disqualified.
And this track, and it not being rushed.
Well, whilst we briefly go through a few corners you can't overtake on, just before we get to the straight, Fuzzy is still on 3 wheels. Back to the lead battle.
Just a quick note, Top Gear on this lap was pulled 6/10. Just did that
because of that incident, yeah. If Top Gear can go to the... I would perhaps put Top Gear on the half, to be honest. This track isn't known for its tyre wear, though. Remember in 2018 when Verstappen did 40 laps on the hyper soft tyre? Convert that down to the... What is a 54 lap race? So that would be... These days, in this... Compare that to this league race here. That would be 20 laps on the soft tyre. Top Gear is planning to do 25 on the medium. If real life is realistic, if this game is realistic, which is a bold statement.
It's a very, very bold statement.
If this game is realistic, then Top Gear could do this. However, Bo not able to... Oh, yes, he is! No, he isn't. Okay. That's been the story of the day. I can't tell. The lag makes it so hard to tell. Because I can't tell if it's just a bit of a... If it's a slight look or a full-on send. But Omar and Manu are not battling. Okay, that was just... I've missed that. Good job, Jack. Or are they battling? No, I don't know. I think they might be... They are battling, actually. So wheel-to-wheel through turn 3. Who's going to come out on top here? Manu on the outside, using all the road and more. As he's now on the inside of Omar. Going to switch to the outside. And around the outside of there's not going to work, but the switchback might just. Omar squeezing Manu right up to the inside wall.
This is brilliant racing.
Omar around the outside. Holds the position there and holds on to 6th position.
Good racing at Russia.
I know, it's been an uncharacteristically great race at Russia. Like, honestly, just imagine if we'd had this race without glitches. We'd be singing our praises for Sochi.
It would be a classic.
It would be a Torpedo League classic. It would be a race we'd never forget. If as Iron Apple 10 second medley corner cutting. I have no words. Can Bo retake the lead here of the Russian Grand Prix? Can he get his first win of the season? They are reeling in Top Gear a bit quicker now, they're not battling. But Bo not quite able to go for it on this occasion. I think Harold has slightly better pace, but that DRS is keeping Bo with him. As that is a 3-second time penalty.
I know Forever Scene's at 11th at the moment, not 10. But however, for the sake of us, Forever Scene is in the points.
It's quite spectacular. As Dammers and Dammers is having a battle with someone. It's Kyle, I believe. I believe Dammers has just overtaken Kyle. I'm guessing so. Meanwhile, on Fuzzy Watch, yep, still 3 wheels. As now the leader's prepared to go down the back stretch now. Can Bo get close enough to have a peek?
No, he's nowhere near.
Not close enough, but can he get close enough to have a look down the main straight, perhaps? Who knows?
Sure.
And Iron Apple has crashed, going through turn 3.
Yeah, see.
Virtue safety car is deployed. Will Top Gear perhaps pit here? Iron Apple's on a Grosjean there. No, he has not. Top Gear pitted. He would have pitted if he had to pit. He would have pitted. So Top Gear is going to the end of this race. I must admit, kind of want the underdog story of Toppy to win this thing. But I'm not biased, not biased.
Not biased.
Not biased.
I mean, I could be biased because I've been
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not. You're a reserve. You can say what you want.
I mean, I am technically still the race engineer for Charlie and Dammers, even though I haven't done it for since the end of last season.
You're doing a very good job of it, seeing as you're in the commentary box.
I wonder how it worked for here.
Oh, I could just be listening to the stream. Yeah. As virtual safety car is still deployed on the streets of Sochi.
With my new like gaming setup, I haven't got proper Wi-Fi up here. I've just got Ethernet, so that's why I can't get like pass up.
Green flags back out here. This virtual safety car has helped out Topia a bit here because it's stopped the cars behind him from gaining on him. So we do have a genuine freeway fight for the win here. Harold and Bo may have to start working together to reel in Topia.
Bit of a moment for Bo.
As battling between Kimmy, Freverson and Timbed here. 3-car battle into turn 4. Kimmy to the outside. Banging. That was banging wheels. Banging wheels there. As wheel to wheel again. As that is Timbed just fully turning in on Freverson. That was nice of him. Timbed, there's a car on your inside there, mate.
I would say I've never seen him do it before, but I mean, I kind of have.
Controversial. As is where I'm going to look at Freverson here. No, he isn't.
I mean, I've been in a Spa 98 style crash with Tim in F2 last season.
I'm going to go to the position on Freverson here. Oh, more wheel banging here. That time I said it the right way around. Freverson sends it up the inside using all the... Horam has been given absolute... Okay, speaking of no space, appears to be a two-way street at the moment. As Freverson...
Fernando Alonso would be raging at this
Oh,
race.
contact!
Fernando Alonso would just be mortified at this, because he said it
all the time they're not leaving the space.
They're not leaving the space.
As Top team is being reeled in very quickly now by Bo and Herd. However, Top team could really help out Bo here. As he could back up Herd a bit.
I think it's Martin Brundle always says, catching up is one thing, making the overtake is another.
They're about to lap the three-wheeled car, so at this moment, okay, from the off-board he has no rear tyres, this just gets better every time.
What?
His tyres are going to pit... No, oh my lord. I'm just gonna let the viewers see this. Oh.
I don't have a clue what you're on about.
I will send you a clip after the race. I will clip this and send this to you.
Yes.
And to anyone else, message in the chat. I mean, you guys in the chat can see this. I really hope the drivers are seeing this as well. I'm gonna click back here, and he's got tyres when you look at him from the front, but he doesn't when you look at him from the rear. I know there is a battle for the lead going on here, as Harold has got now within a second here. I could be fired for me and my fuzzy watch. This is my new episode. Each stream will have a fuzzy watch section to the stream, where we just take a few moments to watch Fuzzy, see how many wheels he's driving on. This week, it's when you're looking at him from the front, he's got 3 wheels. When you look at him from behind, he's got 3 wheels and 1 tyre. He's got 2 tyres. Just one of the tyres is attached to a wheel that isn't attached to the car. So,
I mean, he's putting Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher to shame. So
they backed out. They didn't do more than a lap with their tyre. Fuzzy's going to go and do 15. I mean,
Hamilton, yeah, it was on the final lap when he had his blowout. But come on, Michael Schumacher just wanted to fight David Coulthard.
Yeah.
And with a man of his chin, would you really want to fight him? Like, he has got a mighty chin. Anyway, back to the race.
Yeah, Harold is now on the back of Top Team.
It's going to be an easy pass. AWS.
AWS striking distance within. It's going to be that all the way on the green. It would be striking distance half 2 corners. Actually, I'd say 2 corners striking distance.
Yeah, I would say. AWS is wrong. The 2 corners have been.
And he hasn't got past.
AWS.
Shock horror. AWS gets something wrong. But Harold is going to go for the lead here of the race, taken away from Top Team. Top Team's going to fight this hard, but just 3 laps left in the race. He is not out of the fly. He will send it deep on the brakes. But Harold around the outside is off the track. Both of them off the road here. Harold another position there, but he doesn't get it. He has to give the position back to the legal overtake. Harold still in P2. Bo is licking his lips at this, but is Harold going to go for it? No, he isn't. Bo here, watching on as Top Team goes defensive. Go on board with Bo here as we watch this great battle for the lead of the race. Top Team goes defensive. Harold around there. Top Team spun around. Top Team spun around from the lead of the race.
Very unfortunate.
From what looked like a simple podium, Charlie now sees the chance for a podium. Well, it's still not going to be easy.
It does not.
However, Bo now within 4 tenths of a second, of Harold. Could this be the chance he needed to try and retake the lead of the race? Bo has got the DRS. They head down the back straight towards the tight chicane. Is Bo close enough on this occasion? He's going to be very close. These looks to the outside into the chicane. He's going to go to the outside. Harold goes defensive. Harold holds him off on this occasion, but Bo will be looking at getting that position down the main straight. As they pass the main straight this lap, there'll only be 2 laps to go. Bo with a small mistake. Bo's really struggling here. Those 2 lap older tyres are not giving him the grip he needs. He's not got the tyres to take the fight to Harold. He's got the ERS though. Surely he's going to deploy every last inch of it. And yes, ERS is definitely measured in inches. He's not using any. Yes, he is using some. But Harold is much lower on his ERS. Significantly lower. About half as much ERS as Bo at the moment, so...
I think he used about 24 inches of ERS there.
I'd have to agree with you. These are insights you just don't... AWS can't give you these insights. A battle between Omar and Charlie. No, it isn't. It's Omar and... Sorry, it's Omar and Dammers. For P5. Could Dammers take the position off Omar here? It's hard to tell. Dammers has got the slipstream. He's going to go through. He's gone up the inside of Omar there. Banging wheel, so to speak. Omar's going to send... I mean, credit to these guys for not just driving through each other. Yeah. Yeah, Omar loses the position there. Dammers up into P5.
It's been a very, very strong weekend for Dammers.
Charlie's going to have to pass the interesting looking car. Oh, that's a spin! It's Horam. Horam's had a spin down at turn 2 and lost his wing. And that looks like it could well be Horam's race over. The hand movements suggest AI control.
Yeah.
They are an interesting control. Yeah, and he has left the session.
Oh, he's teleported back to turn 2.
This is... Anyway, there's a battle for the lead going on as Bo is much closer on this occasion.
He's using all 47 inches of his ERS.
DRS is open, he's using it all. It's the final lap of the race. For the final time into turn 1, Bo's going to go to the outside. Brake later, try and hang it around the outside.
Touch.
There's contact between the leaders. Banging wheels. Bo forces his way up to the inside there. Harold's on the outside. Bo is on the inside as they make their way through turn 3 now. Into turn 4. Banging wheels, the leaders go. Could Top Gear be out of this yet? They could collide. This is absolutely on the limit. Bo is going to go for the switchback here. It's Kimi and Bottas from 20...
Bo's a penalty!
Oh, spinner! That's taken out Harold! Harold's been taken out by Bo! Bo has a penalty! What is going on here? Harold from the lead of the race has been taken out in a collision with Bo. Whose fault that will be? I said there'd be drama today. He's not within range anyway.
Charlie's going to be P2.
Charlie will get P2 today. Will Bo be penalised for taking out Harold? Could Charlie get this win on penalties? Who knows? But Bo is going to go into the final sector here as the race leader.
Okay. These final laps are mad. Dammers is going to get P4. That was...
Dammers is lagged out.
Wow, okay.
What is it with P4 and Russia and lagging out?
Coming through the penultimate corner. And coming around the final corner now to provisionally win the Torpedo Russian Grand Prix. Toppy team now coming round the penultimate corner to take a brilliant P2, but is usurped by Charlie on penalties with his joint best finish so far, unless Bo gets penalised. FRL Fuzzy finishes an alleged 6 laps down as Dammers gets the fastest lap of the race in a 1 minute point 7 to
That there.
finish
If he said it in
P4.
qualifying, what a man.
Oh, this has been an odd race to say the
It's
least.
been one that I would like to forget. What is the time anyway? Oh, that's...
It's one I will always forget. I want to forget, but I will probably always remember.
I will never forget it. It's like it's one of those things that you want to forget, but you never will.
Yeah. Also, I liked your cheeky comment there. What is it with P4 and lagging out at Russia?
Sorry.
Thanks for reminding me of my lost podium.
Oh.
Oh, that was a bit of a mad one.
I honestly... Could you invite the top 3 to a party, please, Adam?
I will.
Good luck if you don't have Bo as a friend. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't have Bo
Would
as
you
a
like me to
friend.
add Bo as a friend? Sorry, viewers. I feel like, for the sake of us getting Bo in the party at some point today, I feel like we should add him to the. I should add him to the party. This is where he's appearing offline. Oh god. He is appearing offline as well. Thanks, Bo. Appreciate that one, mate. Real help. Shout out to all the people that don't appear online. You people make league races just that few minutes longer. Bo has been added to the party. I'd look forward to this interview very much.
I would as well. I don't have Topio as a friend either, so can you add Topio as
I can also add him. He doesn't have a complicated PSN though, so you should have been able to do that, but if I have to, I can. Is he appearing online as well? He is! Shout out to Topio, appearing online. He is a real G. Shout out to the appearing online crew. At this stage you just can't take it seriously.
As I will see if there is anybody who is joining the party. Hello, Charlie.
As we
Hello,
await
Top
the
Gear.
other two. As Top Gear has now
Hello.
joined as well, now we wait for Bo. I think we've got one hell of an interview on our hands here today. I don't think it'll quite rival the
hi,
Bahrain
Charlie.
one, but as Bo now joins the party. I'd like to start with the leading question. I think I have to start with the elephant in the room. We have to talk about the final lap. We'll get on to the other incidents and carnage and the good drives and the bad drives later on. Bo, what happened on the final lap there, mate?
Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. I was already going for the gap and he just tried to cover it up, but it was too late because I was already there with my front wing. So he just took himself out.
Oh, that's a shame. That was a great battle up until that point. At least it looked from our view. A lot of wheel banging, but it looked like an equal amount of wheel banging from our view.
Well, yeah, he just turned in on top here as well. So I think that's proves the point.
Yeah.
Who was doing it the most, I guess.
Yeah. A second question. I'll stay with you here. For some boats, how's that win feel? It's been a while for you. So how does it feel to be back on the top step of the podium?
Yeah, it feels good, especially on this track, which is on this game at this time my favorite. And yeah, I've always been quicker, so yeah, just unfortunate for Jake. So, really sad for him.
Yeah.
This one is for him.
Yeah, it's good to see a Williams do on that. Redemption for you for last season, arguably. Of course, having the incident when you were fighting for the
Yeah.
lead last season. And I suppose Williams, at least they get something taken away from today.
Yeah.
Next up we will go to provisionally P2. Charlie. Bit of a crazy race. Talk us through your perspective of it all.
I'm shattered, to be honest.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, I just really... after around, lap 1, obviously Top Gear was lagging loads. I think he spun on me or something, I don't really know. And then after that, I just kind of kept up good pace. I had 2 warnings since the second lap. So, yeah, I had to really not get another one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a provisionally a 2-4 for the team. So, because Damas had a glitch that said he was a lap down when he was there the whole time with us.
Yeah, that's what we thought as well.
So he's going to try and appeal his P4 to get it back.
I don't blame him.
I do not blame him as well, because
He lagged out twice. But I have my point of view that showed him on the mini-map there the whole time, even though it said he was a lap down.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
us from commentary box, we saw it the entire race. We can back you up on that one as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, for half of the race, Jackson, you were just watching Fuzzy on 3 wheels.
I'll admit it, yes, I was enjoying myself whilst watching Fuzzy drive around on 3 wheels.
I don't know what happened to Jake at all.
From what I understand of it, and if any of you have spoken to him and can correct me, please do. It appears AI took control of his car, crashed him into the back of the safety car, and then overtook the safety car. So essentially, AI took control of his car and killed him, simply. It's something about Jake this game and being in a good position. I've never seen anything bad. As far as I'm aware, he hasn't had any bad luck when running outside the points this season, like in any of his races. When he's having a mare race, it stays mare.
Yeah, I just want to say a huge congrats to Top Gear for taking those tyres that far, honestly. That's all
Yeah,
I
it
would
was
say.
a masterstroke of a strategy to, you know.
Yeah, I thought you still had to stop, so I was just wasn't worrying about you. And then we kept catching up, and only like 3 laps to left. I was, what the fuck? How you still not stopped?
Yeah. You know what? I thought I was gonna box as well, but I thought I may as well go for the win. Because otherwise, I'd get P7, but who really wants P7?
I mean, it's a great strategy, and it really worked for you. I mean, there's a few incidents in the mix there, but I think you would have P3 from after everything that happened early in the race. I'm sure you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, most definitely. I got wing damage on lap 1, so I was I already gave up, but yeah, the safety car went out at the same time, so I just boxed for the mediums with the idea of pitting for the subs later on, but yeah, I pulled off a strategic masterclass.
That was a fantastic strategy for you. Adam, do you have any other questions that you would like to ask?
One question, I'm sure Jackson's wondering this as well. Did any of you see Fuzzy nearing the end ring?
Yeah, we all had to lap him. Well, I don't know,
Yes.
but I had to lap him.
Yeah. Did he have 3
He
wheels?
cost me.
He
He
did.
cost me
He
loads of
did.
time, which was really annoying. Like he cost
Yeah.
me. Like I think I would have been right on top here.
Yeah, probably because I was on.
I didn't have a clue what Jackson were on about. I was just going along with it because if for me he had 4 wheels, it was just running like an AI car normally would.
Yeah, that was an exciting race. Strangest race I've ever commentated on because, of course, the Jake incident leaving a bit of a bad taste in it to begin with. Of course, as we saw the great battle intensify at the front, it helped it a bit. But I think we can all agree that today, at worst, Jake could have been in that fight up front.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
he had a great quality lap. He looked very confident in his pace, and bad luck strikes him again. So of course, I'm sure it is just a matter of time before he just puts in that great effort and nothing goes wrong, and he finally gets what he deserves. Yeah, next week is Spa.
Oh, that's at least a nice track.
So we'll start with you then, Top Gear. What are you expecting from next week?
I don't really know, but most of the time Spa is a good track for me. I don't have a lot of time to practice the track in a week, but I will try my best and maybe top 5, because a lot of the quick guys will come back, like Preston, maybe Harry will turn line on again, Shane comes
So,
back.
Harry's confirmed to me that he's not turning line on again.
Oh well, then he's gonna struggle a little bit, although he's
That's
very
it.
quick in Belgium, but yeah, I hope top 5, maybe even a cheeky podium, but we'll see.
Charlie, what are your expectations for Belgium?
Belgium. Well, last season, that didn't go very well actually. Last season, so,
This engineer.
yeah, top 5 maybe. Especially if Harry's not using line, top 5 would be good.
And finally, Bo, what are your expectations from Belgium?
Yeah, I don't know. I never played a game, so I'm just. I'll see it when I win quali.
Are you on
Sounds
controller?
Yeah.
Oh well, then it's not your best console, is it?
Oh, okay. Good luck to all three of you, and congratulations on your drives today. In a crazy race, you three pulled through and survived the carnage, avoided the incidents. So congratulations on some very strong drives. And good luck
Also,
next
Jackson,
week
I've
in
just
Spa.
realised. I've
What's
just
that?
realised. I predicted Charlie to get a podium.
You did.
Well, I did it for the Wii Racers 1 helmet because I wanted to be controversial in Russia. Don't get me cancelled. Well, no, it's just raising awareness.
Cancel.
shall I say.
I mean, you're
Cancelled.
gonna be
Cancelled for
cancelled.
raising awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to all three of you in Spa, and yeah. By some miracle, my internet has survived this race. So I'd like to say thank you to my Ethernet cable for pulling through.
Yeah,
That was a real struggle, but we pulled through. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for driving. Next week is Spa, so make sure to tune into that. F2 on the Friday, Torpedo League, or F1 on the Saturday. So we will see you then. But until then, goodbye.